I will show how to easily duplicate an existing calendar and how to adjust any of the settings to make sure that it works. So you're just gonna choose the calendar that you already have that is like the most similar or maybe has the same notifications or reminders. So basically like whatever you need to like tweak the least. So you're gonna click clone and then it will open up for you and then you will just click on it and then we're going to go through all of the settings to make sure that it's set up correctly. So you can either go directly to like any of the areas or categories that you want, but let's just go through all of them. So the first one is the schedule, where you decide like what is your time availability and like what are the time frames that you're available and everything around scheduling. So over here, you can change the class title. So it also has a class description, but in most areas, this is actually not visible anywhere. It does say that it's public, but if you actually publish your calendar or send the link to someone, they're not going to see that. So make sure that this is like as specific as possible, also depending on whether clients already know what it is, but if it's like a discovery call or something like that, make it as specific as possible. And then here you can choose the duration of the time, and you have to choose like who is the host, trainer, and coach. So you can use anyone who has been added as a team member to your Kartra account, but in most cases that will be you. So you will just choose that. So the available days you will choose from here. So what I recommend is if the start time is the same, so for example 1 p.m., you can first choose like any of those days that you're available, and then for those days you can choose the exact same like option, and you can also choose like many at the same time to make it easier for you. But basically you need to like go through it and add all of those here, and you can just delete any of those times that don't work for you. And you can also like block like full time frames over here if you know that you don't want to have any calls or you're gonna be on a holiday or whatever it may be. And then you choose the number of sessions that the client can book. So if it's like one session or if it's multiple, the only thing is that if you say like it's gonna be 2 sessions, then you can also see like it's gonna be the same time frame for those. Like Kartra has different options, but you usually use the consultant one. So it's just something to like be aware of. But if it's just one session, all good. And then you can choose the minimum booking notice, so you don't want to allow maybe bookings like on the same day or like today or tomorrow or the next 2 or 3 days. And then you can also choose like what is the maximum booking range, so you can actually restrict that for the next week or the next 14 days, something like that, or this month. So the longest one is like this month and the next one that you can choose. But it depends also like what is the exact like reason or like kind of the scenario when you want to have that. And then block specific dates. So you can also put like any dates over here that are maybe not already blocked in your Google Calendar, because it will be connected to your Google Calendar if you already set everything up for events and you already created one calendar. But if it is something that they're like, oh, maybe I haven't put that in there, I don't know, like your birthday, someone else's birthday, any holiday, something like that isn't already blocked in your Google Calendar, you can also add that over here. And then you just click save to make sure that all of your updates are being saved. And then you basically go on. So the sync thing should already be done, because now we're just like editing a pre-existing calendar. And then you can change the design if you want to like change the look and feel, or like also if you want this to be like very customized, you can also like instead of the logo put here like the title of the event, and you can change the theme color. And then for registration, you can choose if you want them to pay for it or it's going to be a free class. And always let the users to select their respective time zone. I mean, it will also pop up in your calendar like in your time zone, so it just makes it easier for them to like choose theirs. So what you might want to adjust is the success message. if it said something specific about like the calendar that you are copying from. So you just want to click in here and like edit anything if you don't want this to say whatever was in here. Like I have kept it like very basic and straightforward because they will also get an email. And that is also what you might want to change to say like, what is the email? So you just click here and you can then adjust everything from the design, subject, email, put any buttons or anything you want in there. So that's how you do that. And then you just save and exit once you're done with that. And then again, you click save. And then you can choose the email reminders here. You can add any like reminders here that like 24 hours before and like 1 hour before. You can also send emails after the call if you want to like follow up, or like you are using that as a call for them to like book something, and usually they get some sort of link after that or whatever it may be. Then this is what you can do. Or if you, for example, want them to like book another call after that, then you can just have the link in here. So that's what you can always set up. And again, if you click on this button, you can adjust the whole email message over there. And then you can also see if you allow people to cancel or not, and then if it's going to be instantly approved, or you want to actually have like a manual approval process. If you do choose for a manual process, then don't forget to go to sorry, it has moved now, like everything. So I will show you like a bit later on how to do that. So any automations that you want to have here. So any tags you want, any lists you want to include, any sequences if that's relevant, and then you can actually get that code if you want to embed that somewhere. But if you just want to use the link, you can just directly click here to copy, or you can adjust that link, but make sure that you haven't used that anywhere else, because then like the previous link won't work. But since you're creating just the new one now, if you're just like adjusting that from the beginning, you can make sure that instead of those random characters here at the end, you can just say like, this is going to be like, I don't know, free call, something like that. And then basically what you want to do, if you want them to have like, if you want to manually approve sessions, it is going to be important to know that, need to move that over here. You have to go to settings and go to email notifications. And that's where you can adjust those emails that the client will get. So here in like to your contacts, you will have all of the emails that your client will get, and you can like activate them or like disable them. But you have a few like calendar options over here that are then important to adjust as well. So there are lots of calendar emails. So for example, like your booking is under review, so they will get this email if you don't have the instant like approval in there. So you can just go in here and adjust exactly how the email looks, like what it says, all of those things, and when it's like confirmed, or when it has not been approved, or if it has been, if you cancel that. So you like all of those things, and like your login credentials if the client forgets that or like doesn't find the initial email that they got, and like all of those good things. So it's only relevant if you do want to allow them to, if you do want to allow yourself to manually approve, but I wouldn't recommend that. Just make sure to always include all of your things in Google Calendar, anything that is personal, anything that is during those time frames that you make yourself available. If something comes up, just make sure that it pops up in your Google Calendar and you're marked as busy at that time, so you can make sure that clients can actively book and like it's instantly approved for them. It's the easiest for all parties.